oil in my hair because I don't know all the time. You don't have to apologize for that. I'm going for it. Well, hey man, I don't know about that. Because what if her stuff like that came compared to that? Well, welcome to Unity Center of Des Moines, everyone. We are so glad you're here. You can hear my son is back from the road up in the front row. I love that when that can happen. Yes, welcome, Kevin. We're so glad when you're here. If you happen to be new to Unity of Des Moines, maybe online, or is there anyone here for the first time in person today? I see some new faces, but they're actually people that have been here before and they came back. So we celebrate that. Know that Unity Center of Des Moines is a diverse community that is committed to living a positive spiritual path. And we honor each person's individual, unique spiritual journey. You may notice if you've been away for a while that there's some verbiage in our statement of faith and unity affirmation that is more inclusive. We use words like divine, love, light, and God because it represents all of what the divine is, the source of love and light. So just know that. You might have some surprises, but we're glad you're here. And we love to start with song. This first song, please sing out loud together. Deb's going to lead us on the piano. It is Thank You for This Day.
Let's get some gratitude flowing in our hearts.
Yeah, amen to that. Okay, so announcements. The fiscal new year is January 1st, not the actual new year, so don't get confused with New Year's resolutions and try to be active when it's hibernation season, unless you really want to. But because of that, we do have some date changes for events that we usually have. So Common Thread, which is usually the first Thursday of the month, is going to be the next Thursday. So January 9th is the Common Thread meeting. And that was in the newsletter. And then if you go to our website, unitydesmoines.com, you can click on the newsletter link there and see that it is January 9th. Also, A Course in Miracles, I was just informed today, is also going to be January 9th. If you're new to that, there is an email in the newsletter that you can message Penny and let her know that you want to start going. But we're just delaying those a bit because of the holiday week. Tonight, 4:30 p.m., there is a cacao ceremony with Deb Jennings, and I will attest, best cacao ever. She put so much love, and it tastes so good, and you can just feel it go through you. She's having a ceremony, 4:30 p.m. in the sanctuary. And P.S. side note, after the service today, we need a semicircle of at least 14 chairs, unless there's someone that, if Deb has extra cacao and wants to join, ask her and we maybe can add you in. But as of right now, there's 14, so we're gonna make a semicircle after the service today for that. And then tonight at 6:30 p.m. is the New Moon Gong Meditation with Deb Jennings and Sound for the Soul. If you haven't been to one of those, the stage and this whole area out in front is filled with gongs, and you just get bathed in sound, and it's a great way to start things out. And that's not your only opportunity to be bathed in sound. There's also a chakra clearing meditation and sound bath with Deb Jennings and Melody Polonsky. Highly recommend the two of them working together. Been to several of their events, and that is happening New Year's Eve at 4 p.m. So a chakra clearing and balancing ceremony with the gongs. Next week, Friday, January 3rd, we are on for the first Friday Community Connection Circle. And that is with Macy Lamarck and her husband Abraham. If you haven't been to that, it's just, we get in a circle and we're real people practicing real relationship skills and talking about what's on our heart, and it's a great time. And it's donation based. So that is Friday at 6 p.m. and men, women, and families are all welcome. So come check that out if that calls to you. I also have a note here that we are starting some new committees in the new year. So just kind of know, we've had some ideas for a hug ministry. And we have had some ideas for a fundraising ministry. So just kind of percolate on that a little bit. There'll be more information to come. Usual events, Deja is planning on her restorative yoga on Monday. And you can see all kinds of events on our calendar on the website, unitydesmoines.com. And you can also watch this and other services on our YouTube channel, Unity Center Des Moines, and you can share that with your friends if you have a message that you want to share with someone. The YouTube channel is a great way to do that. I think it is time for our statement of faith. If we can all say this together. There is only one power active in my life and in the universe, the divine source of all life and love. Next, the unity affirmation. And as we say this together, if you could really allow yourself to feel the oneness that connects us all. Unity Center of Des Moines is a radiating center of the divine light, mighty to attract its good and to radiate good to others. And with that spirit of oneness, I invite you to really melt into your chair, to uncross your hands and your feet, and to tune into the reality that you are a channel of the divine love and light that is accessible to us at every moment. And imagine that filling up every cell of your body and sending it out and encircling the names of the people I'm about to read. These are people to keep in our prayers and thoughts, especially this week. Sarah, Maddie, Holly, Jeanette Marie, Amanda, Bradley, Greg, Brittany, Amy, JR, Eric, Kelly, Jess, Paul and Phyllis, Christina, Seal, and people with struggles we know nothing about.
Allow yourself to sink deeply into your chair and relax. Let any tension in your body go. And bring your awareness to your breath. And breathe in unconditional love for yourself. And breathe out gratitude for this time today to come into community, to show our love and support for one another. And as you allow that gratitude in your heart to expand, know and trust that all is unfolding in divine order at all times. And having that faith and trust to know that even when you can't see a blessing in a circumstance, it is happening for you, not to you. So go within and just allow any fear, any tension, any pain, any heaviness in your body to dissipate and let it out on your out breath. Breathing in peace, calm, and relaxation, and trusting. You may follow the sounds of the chime into the silence, and we'll take a few moments in the silence. And as you gently return your awareness, feel the peace, calm, and relaxation in your body. Feel the gratitude, the trust, the knowledge of divine perfection and divine order in your heart. And become fully present again. And as you begin to open your eyes, you can look around the room, taking it in with all your senses and feeling gratitude for this beautiful space that we are blessed to meet in each week, and give thanks. Thank you for leading us in that meditation, Deb. That is one of the key points that was encouraged by the founder of Unity. The reading for today is taken from 2 Thessalonians chapter 3 and verse 5, which says, "May the Lord direct your hearts to the love of God and to the steadfastness of Christ." Throughout history, humans have sensed a presence out there that is larger and more powerful than themselves. This presence is real, but it's not only out there. It is all around us and within us. It is the transforming power of love. When we connect with love, we connect with the most powerful energy in the universe. Where do you connect with love today? I invite you to breathe in the power of love. And as you breathe that love, notice what color love is to you. With another breath, allow a vision of love to appear in your mind. Finally, allow the message love brings to you today to surface up in your awareness. The energy of love allows us to create a holy connection with God, ourselves, and others in such a way that love can transform everything, unlike itself. Love will guide your path and enable us to remove any obstacle that stands in the way of being who we are. How about another song? Bringing up gratitude. And this song is "I Trust in Love." And we're going to go through it 3 times. It's 2 slides, so you can watch the lyrics on screen. Please sing out loud and really tune in to love. surrender, I surrender, I surrender to the Spirit all around me. I'm thankful, so grateful, I trust in love. I'm thankful, so grateful, I am one with the Spirit all around me. I'm thankful, so grateful, I trust in love. I surrender, I surrender, I surrender to the Spirit all around me. I'm thankful, so grateful, I trust in love. I'm thankful, so grateful, I am one with the Spirit all around me. I'm thankful, so grateful, I trust in love. I surrender, I surrender, I surrender to the Spirit all around me. I'm thankful, so grateful, I trust in love. Thank you. Yes, let's give a round of applause to our veterans who drive all this way in the fog. Grateful that it's not snow. And what a blessing she is to this congregation. And it is now my honor to present our speaker today, our very own Dennis Kain. If we could give him a round of applause. He is going to speak on the topic Goldilocks' perfect time. Thank you, Dennis.
Okay, can you hear me out there? Okay. It's a really good time of the year to be thankful, and our year is rolling around we're making another cog in the wheel, and we all know what gratitude is, and there's an infinite amount of things in this universe to be grateful for. And sometimes things don't seem to be going well, and then eventually we realize that we really have everything we need. So I'm going to talk about the fable of Goldilocks. And I'm hoping everybody here knows the story of Goldilocks and the three bears and how she came upon their house and she saw they were gone, and there was a bowl of porridge on the table and three chairs. She found the chair that was just right. She found the bowl of porridge that was just right. And then she went and found a bed in the bedroom that was just nice and soft and right, and took a nap. And a lot of the moral of the story was that, you really shouldn't, go in somebody's house when they're not home. But the real moral of the story, I feel, is that we need to all find this perfect place, and this perfect place in this perfect time. And so I'm going to go over some of the things that I'm grateful for. And I'm just going to start with changing the story, the whole story of Goldilocks, from Goldilocks and the Three Bears to Goldilocks is now an alien from outer space. And she's traveling through the universe, and she comes across our solar system. And she first goes out to the outer planets, Neptune, Uranus, and Pluto, I guess isn't a planet anymore. And she goes out there and she checks them out, and there's a lot of water out there. Water's really important for life, and there's a lot of water. And one of those planets, like, completely covered with ice. There's tons of water, but it's all ice. And on the temperature in Pluto varies between 320 to 200, or 375 to 425 degrees below zero.
Wow.
So it's really, really cold, and there's not a lot of liquid ice. There's not much life. And she sees this and says, there's all this water and everything and these planets, but there's just no life. So she gets in her little spaceship and she goes on and she goes by the real big planets of Saturn and Jupiter. And these are really, really big planets that weigh a lot and have a big, strong gravitational pull. But she notices that they're just like gas. There's no really place to land. And they're just so big and strong, they want to pull her in. So she guides her spaceship around and gets pulled around and shoots all the way around them and ends up on Mercury. And so she sees this little planet of Mercury and says, well, this looks pretty cool, and everything. And then she finds out that the temperature on Mercury, because there's no atmosphere, the daytime gets up to 800 degrees, and the nighttime can get down to 290 degrees below zero. And so that's a pretty big swing for water to go to ice to, and they say, scientists even say that there's little ice caps and craters in the poles of Mercury. It's just really hot there, but there's ice there that stays there. And so she says, boy, that's not a place I want to be. And so she looks at this next planet over there, and it's Venus, She's a pretty good sized planet. She goes over there and checks that out, and finds out that it's hotter than Mercury. It's 875 degrees. And because it's got an atmosphere, a real dense atmosphere of carbon dioxide. And even at night, the temperature on Venus stays at 875 degrees. So somebody here who's sitting here even mentioned that, Venus is the planet of love, and it's very hot. So she looks at all these things in this, this corner of the universe, and she says, boy, this is not good. I'm gonna head out to the next planet. And so she goes and sees this kind of blue planet, blue and rocky planet. And I'm going to just describe a little bit about the planet that we live on, Earth. And even though from space it looks blue and it's covered by 70% of water, the weight of the water is only 0.025% of the weight of the whole planet. Wow. So really, when it comes down to it, Earth is considered a rocky planet with a little bit of water. So that's kind of, to just put it in context, if you were to take the Earth and evaporate all the water off of it and put it in your hand, from the highest mountain to the deepest trench in the ocean, it would be as smooth as an egg. So it's very, very circular, spherical, but it's got just enough water to sit on the surface. And the temperature is agreeable for water to be liquid and a little bit of frozen. So most of the water on the Earth is liquid. And they say that just in our solar system, like underneath the gas planets and underneath the ice of maybe Uranus and Neptune, there's 50 times more liquid water just in our solar system than on the Earth. There's a whole bunch of frozen water, but there's 50 times. So we're relatively a dry planet, if you can imagine that. But water is the function for life, but we just seem to have enough. And then she notices that this planet is like turning. It's got a rotation. And to go back in time to describe how Earth began rotating, the scientists think that at one time the Earth had rings like Saturn, and it was like a mass of dust in a ring all the way around, and the cosmic wind made it spin. And then as gravity pulled it in, it spun faster. And if you can imagine, the thing to imagine is if you've ever seen an ice skater do a twirl, and they've got their arms out, and they pull their arms in and they go faster, that's how we started moving, is we pulled in all that space dust and got moving, and that gave us our rotation. And we are slowing down. I think I read somewhere where it's like 0.02 seconds every century. So it's really hard to slow us down, so we're not going to notice it for quite a few millenniums that our days will get very, very much shorter. So, and this 24-hour cycle really goes quite regularly. And one of the reasons it does is because the moon is rotating around the Earth, and that gives it a sync and keeps it, it's kind of like a governor. It keeps the rotation even. When we get near the sun and stuff, and we've got a pretty circular rotation, but it doesn't change our rotation much because we've got that moon kind of holding us down. And then there's this atmosphere on this planet. And it's got nitrogen, which is kind of an inert thing, some CO2, and a whole bunch of oxygen. And it's also a planet that's got a molten iron core. And if you can imagine it, because you've seen pictures of volcanoes, of molten rock coming out of the Earth, the whole Earth is molten there. And that molten iron core sets up this magnetic field around the Earth that protects it from harmful cosmic rays, if you can imagine that. And that's the kind of thing that gives us the beauty of the Northern Lights. And I know this last year, we got to see the Northern Lights here. And that magnetic field pulls those cosmic rays around the Earth and saves us from all those harmful rays. And then this atmosphere has ozone in it, which also filters out a lot of cosmic rays and stuff. But, Goldilocks looks at this place and says, boy, this is a place where, life could really happen. There's just enough water, and there's just enough sunlight. The sun is just far enough away that it puts off a lot of energy. It basically runs the whole life form of the Earth. And the paradox that gets me about the sun is that the sun is really, really heavy. There's all this helium and hydrogen, this giant ball of weight and gravity. And it's so heavy, but the paradox is that it gives off light, which is light. And that is one of the beauties of the whole universe, is wherever there's something heavy, it also becomes light. And so if you have those heavy things you need to get rid of, you can get rid of them and drop them and convert them to light. So anyway, there's just so many perfect reasons. And then there's another thing about the Earth that I've discovered, and that is that it's this molten rock that's got a thin crust, and the crust is moving around. And they say these tectonic plates around the Earth, part of the Earth like dives in and gets melted again, and then another portion comes up around a volcano. And what that's been doing for like a long, long time is it's been recycling carbon that our biological plant friends have sequestered. And if you can imagine a limestone formation, which is all over the earth, a lot of the earth has limestone formations from coral rocks and stuff, have a lot of carbon in them, and those carbon limestone shells will dive in the earth and get converted back into carbon to come up in a volcano elsewhere. Which, it sounds like a really long cycle, but it has really kept our atmosphere kind of stable, if you can kind of imagine that. And our atmosphere wasn't really all that great like a billion years ago. It was kind of a lot like maybe Venus. It was real CO2, it was real hot, and what created a lot of the oxygen was the plant life. Because we have life on this planet over a couple billion years now, that has cracked open that CO2 and brought this oxygen into the atmosphere, which makes like our atmosphere almost perfect. We could say it's perfect for us right now. But, you know, Goldilocks just happened upon Earth at this right time. I mean, you know, a billion years ago, it wasn't that hospitable a place. And when we're talking about time, you know, a day, a year, the solar system is also moving around the galaxy. And it takes between 225 to 230 million years for our solar system to circle the galaxy. So right now, we're where we're at 250 billion years ago, before there was even dinosaurs. If you can imagine that, there was probably octopuses in the ocean. And to imagine that our planet has life on it now, not just from microspores in the ocean, but all the way to large animals that live in the poles. I mean, polar bears and seals and penguins all live right near the poles. And it's just amazing to imagine that there's so much life teeming on this planet everywhere we look. It's a real miracle. And I'm just going to talk about how, you know, Goldilocks, you know, after she probably landed here, you know, came to the consciousness that, boy, this is really a perfect place. We really got a good thing going here. And in the Christian Bible, they talk a little bit about perfection, not much. But in Matthew 5:48, it says, "Be perfect, therefore, as your heavenly Father is perfect." And just looking out the universe, right next to my body universe, it's perfect. And looking out the universe, it must be perfect also. And there's lots of things that can happen. Like, there's been a couple of mass extinctions on this planet of our life. And one of them was 63 million years ago, when one of those asteroids did not get collected by those heavy planets that we talked about, which is Saturn and Jupiter, that really stand out there in our solar system as guards. And they suck in almost all the asteroids that might come into where we're at. But one of them, 63 million years ago, made it here. and it caused a mass extinction. But it really was a good thing because it created an opportunity for the mammals to populate the planet, which they could everywhere on the planet. And it really changed things, but it probably changed things for the better. Because had that asteroid not hit, I would probably be maybe a Tyrannosaurus Rex speaking this service today, because they probably really still would have dominated the planets. They were very big and very ferocious and very large animals, and they were here, people call them dinosaurs, but they were here for like 163 million years. And we as humans have really only been here maybe 100 to 150,000 years. So we're just like a snapshot in time. And really just a blink of an eye. Just to think about how much of a blink of an eye we are. In the timeline of the Earth, if it were a football field and all of the recorded history in human life that we've had for like maybe 2,000 or 3,000 years were put down on the football, it would be thinner than a human hair. So, I mean, it's a very, very long time ago that a lot of these things happened that we're just learning about. But we have to be thankful that they happened. And our own human life, mostly less than 100 years existence, is a microscopic snapshot of eternity. So this time of year, when we document the Earth's rotation around the sun one more time, which is really just basically a blink of an eye, not very long. Let's look at the bigger picture of all the things that exist to make our lives comfortable. To exist, think about just the fact that we do exist and have the ability to fathom and realize this wonderful, precious thing we have. And have a happy new moment, a new day, a new month, a new year, a new century, a new millennium. And most of all, be grateful for a fulfilling eternity. And that's a big step, to just go beyond the day all the way to eternity, because that's where we're going, folks. And I want to wish everybody a happy new year. And oh, by the way, the sun has created this fog. It is so beautiful. And I know the sun is not shining today, but I'm going to sing a song about the sun. So, are we ready for that?
We're getting there. I would like to point out that the sun is indeed shining today. We just don't necessarily see it in the colorful yellow light part right now. But
It is shining, it is there, it is doing its thing behind the scenes, behind the clouds. And thank you, Dennis. Could we have a round of applause for Dennis? For giving us all that information. You know, we live on this planet and we can so easily take it for granted that we even have the opportunity for life.
And as Dennis gets ready, I feel like saying too, with that scripture you read about being perfect, that my time in nature shows me that perfect doesn't necessarily mean pretty or a certain look. Because perfect this time of year, things are decaying, things are moldy, things are not particularly pretty.
but it all is what we need in order to have the springtime flowers that we might appreciate more easily. But really, it all has a place, and it's all in perfect time. So with that in mind, if you would like to share your resources with Unity Center of Des Moines and help us make sure that we have this building and this place to come together and we can continue to build each other up and shine our light together, now is your opportunity to do so. And if you're like me and don't carry cash, or maybe you're joining us online, know that you can donate via Venmo at Unity-Des Moines, or you can go to our website, unitydesmoines.com, and there's a donate button there. But however you are contributing, whether it be financially, physically, energetically, or spiritually, we want to offer this affirmation together.
It's not moving. Divine love.
I know, it's just, we're having a lesson in energy, and the computer works, but when Laura's up there, her energetic being interferes with the computer working. So, but we're gonna wing it a little bit and let it flow. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I thankfully acknowledge the divine source. And yes, Dennis will be the provider of our special music today about the sun.
Anyway, the story behind this song is the songwriter was Bobby Hebb. And in 1963, in November, President Kennedy was assassinated. And the very next day, his brother, Harold, who was also a musician, was killed in a car accident. And Bobby Hebb decided that he wasn't gonna be down and depressed and everything, so he thought he'd cheer up the world, and he wrote this song. And this song kind of describes, in a couple different verses, of like our whole solar system. It's kind of strange, but anyway, here it goes. Sunny, yesterday my life was full of pain. Sunny, you smiled at me and really eased the pain. Dark days are gone, bright days are here. My sunny one shines so sincere. Sunny one so true, I love you. Sunny, thank you for the sunshine, okay. Sunny, thank you for the love you brought my way. You gave me your all and all. Now I feel like 10 feet tall. Sunny one so true, I love you. Sunny, thank you for the truth you set me free. Sunny, thank you for the facts from A to Z. My life was formed like a windblown sand, and a rock was formed when you held my hand. Sunny one so true, I love you. Sunny, thank you for the smile on your face. Sunny, thank you for the green that shows its gray. You're my spark, my nature's fire. You're my one complete desire. Sunny one so true, I love you. Sunny, yesterday my life was filled with rain. Sunny, you smiled at me and really eased the pain. Dark days are gone, bright days are here. My sunny one shines so sincere, sunny one so true. I love you. I love you. I love you. Without the sun, we would probably be just another old rock floating around.
Oh, and it all has to come together. All right, well, so our slide presentation just disappeared. I ran up there and it's just not there. So we're just gonna test our memories and finish this out without slides. I wanna offer, or dedicate this offering to do the work of spirit and truth to the people of the Unity of Des Moines, and we are grateful. Thank you, everyone. And now, Deb will lead us through the universal greeting of peace from the Gandhi Foundation. I invite everyone to stand up and follow along in her hand motions as she guides us through the words and hand motions.
So you just repeat that to me, line for line. I offer you peace.
I offer you peace.
I offer you love.
I offer you love.
I offer you friendship.
I offer you friendship.
I see your beauty.
I see your beauty.
I hear your needs.
I hear your needs.
I feel your feelings.
I feel your feelings.
My wisdom flows from the higher source.
My wisdom flows to the higher source.
And I salute that source in you.
I salute that source in you.
Let us work together for unity and love.
Let us work together for unity and love.
Let us do so. All right, now I invite everyone to create a great big circle around the room, and yay, we have slides back. We usually hold hands. If you don't want to hold hands or feel like you're maybe fighting something, just put your hands over your heart, and we'll do that. The light of the divine surrounds us, the love of the divine enfolds us, the power of the divine protects us, the presence of the divine watches over us. Wherever we are, the divine is, and all is well. Thank you, everyone. Please hold yourself. If I can get help making a semicircle of 14 chairs, and all other chairs, leave the back 2 rows, but 14 semicircle and the rest along the wall. Thank you, everyone. Hope to see you next week. Take care. Happy New Year.